Hey guys, this is InfoJam, where we stop and update you on news and info from the past week. Leading news this week, Dame Cindy Kiro has been named as the next Governor General and will start the role once incumbent Dame Patsy Reddy finishes her time in the role in October. The position of Governor General is important to New Zealand as they act as the Queen's representative in New Zealand. Dame Cindy is of Māori and Pākehā descent, and she will be the first Wahine Māori to hold the role. She has held leadership roles at several New Zealand universities and a number of roles in community and voluntary organisations. She is the former Children's Commissioner and was made a Dame this year for services to child wellbeing and education. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern made an announcement of the appointment, saying she spoke to Queen Elizabeth II last week, who shared her belief that Dame Cindy was wholly suitable for the role. In world news, a plague of mice is currently causing havoc in rural New South Wales, Australia. It is believed to be the worst plague of mice in decades and comes after a bumper grain harvest. At this stage, the issue is mainly within the rural area. However, the mice are getting closer to central Sydney. Supermarkets are having to seal food in special containers, and at least 3 patients in the local hospital have been bitten by the mice. Experts that are trying to deal with the problem have been unable to stop the mice. Local media reported that just one pair of mice can produce on average up to 500 offspring in a season. Intensive baiting programs have so far had little success. From the Odd Stuff file, it has been reported that North Korea has banned mullet hairstyles and skinny jeans. It is believed Kim Jong-un is worried about foreign influence on his nation. A state-run newspaper has warned more needs to be done to fight the invasion of a capitalistic lifestyle from the West. The article continued, "We must be wary of even the slightest sign of the capitalistic lifestyle and fight to get rid of them." Under the new draconian laws, men and women must only have one of the 15 alternative haircuts allowed in the country, and Western-style clothing such as ripped or skinny jeans, slogan t-shirts, and nose and lip piercings have also been outlawed. This latest move comes as the back of officials in North Korea cracking down on pop music following the success of South Korean K-pop bands such as BTS and Blackpink. In sports, the Olympic International Committee has announced that the Olympics will go ahead. Currently, Tokyo is under state of emergency and will be until May 31st due to COVID-19. So far, Japan has officially spent $15.4 billion to prepare for the Games. The IOC and local organisers have said that the 11,000 athletes from 200 nations and territories will be welcomed on July 23rd and will be safe and secure. However, the public in Japan is not as positive. Recent polls show that between 60 to 80% of Japanese people do not want the Olympics to open in the midst of a pandemic. Our pop culture topic this week is World First Mobile Game. The first ever Paralympic mobile game has been released. The game is called the Pegasus Dream Tour, and it's an avatar role-playing game which takes players into a virtual Paralympic Games, held in a fantasy and futuristic place known as Pegasus City. One of the main avatars in the game is a New Zealand athlete, javelin thrower Holly Robinson, who won the silver medal at Rio in 2016. She is the only New Zealand athlete and one of only 9 around the world to be chosen for the game. The game's makers hope it will bring younger audiences to the sport. Within the game, players can create characters based on their own selfies from their phone. The game will be released on mobile phone app stores for free on 24th of June ahead of the start of the Tokyo Games, which includes the Paralympics. Finally, the value of the week this week is still generosity. Generosity, remember, means giving up one's benefit for the good of others. There are times when people in your community are struggling. Whether your family, school, or neighbourhood has been going through some tough stuff that has left the whole community struggling in some way, or there has been money issues or a pandemic. When communities are finding things hard, people within them can feel down, disconnected, and discouraged. In those times, it's helpful to find ways to be generous and see how it helps to create a better community for everyone to be a part of. When your community is struggling, being generous helps everyone, including you. We can give our time, our resources, our support to those in need. When a community is full of generous people, it thrives and is an enjoyable place for everyone to live in. And a huge shout out to all the staff and students at Gisborne Intermediate School. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay cool. Speaking of shout outs, we love giving shout outs, and we also love pizza. So Kiwi Kids News is giving away a free pizza lunch. All you need to do is leave your name, class, teacher's name and school in the comment sections below to be in to win. Well, that's it for this week's Info Jam. If you want to know more about these stories and others like them, make sure you have a look around kiwikidsnews.co.nz and remember to tune in next week for our next Info Jam. Ka kite!